Hey everybody, it's Doom here, and somebody made a comment about grids, and I don't use grids. Pay attention to the +5 cleaver of liking and subscribing. I know you guys like magic items. So when you're talking about going gridless and using a tape measure, you have to understand scale in D&D or any role-playing tabletop game for the most part is a little wonky. If you look at like the average movement speeds and how concise they are, like I'll be honest with you, even the best trained soldiers in a combat situation all still kind of move at different speeds. And when you pace yourselves in combat off of how fast what you're doing needs to be done, and slow is fast, and you're kind of geared towards one person's pace. So the movement's a little wonky, but how you get around that is one, you don't use grids because grids impair how much movement you really have. It turns it into more like a chess kind of situation. What I'd use is a tape measure. So 6 inches is 30 foot, and that is the average movement of most medium creatures. So if one of my party members here, I don't remember his character, oh, Fern, which is a tiefling shaman. This is my oldest son's character. If Fern's going to move in combat, I am simply going to lay down my tape, and he'll usually do it himself. My players, understand how the movement system works, and he's going to move his 30 foot. And now he still has a standard action, or as in the Tomorrow Comes Doom system, it's a normal action. So he still has he's done his movement. He has a normal action to do. He has some swift or free actions or whatever you call them in your games. So that's great and well. But if you want to turn, for every turn you make, I don't charge them for like 30-degree-ish turns, like minor turns. I don't charge movement. But when they want to make 45 or 90-degree turns, I do, for each one of those turns, remove a half an inch of movement. So instead of being confined by, well, they can't move a whole square, so they can't keep going, it's very fluid for me. So let's say Fern wants to run to this tree for his turn and do a hide check. Well, Fern's movement does not allow a full move there. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Fern move his full movement, which was 6 inches, and he's in the shade of the tree, and there might be some brush and stuff around there. So he rolls his stealth or hide or whatever it may be, and he's trying to do his thing. And that movement system of using the inch by inch is good because, one, you don't have to grid everything you make. You can use anything. If you need to use a green blanket to be a giant battle mat, it doesn't matter. There's no grid on it. So it's a pretty good system. Let's talk about some things that could happen movement-wise in combat. Let's set up some terrain here. So let's put a little hill over here, and let's have a couple bushes for hiding. And let's do, let's say they see this gate in the middle of the road, and that's the gate we made downstairs. That was out of that cheapy thing. They don't know why there's a gate in the middle of the road yet. They're still walking along. What other train? I didn't really grab another train. Okay, so anyways, we'll just use the train we have here. So what we'll do is we'll place our party, and we'll put our rogue or our tracker out front, and we'll have all our other kind of support people, not support, but our range people and sneaky people that don't go in the front and the back, and we'll have our big fighter type guy in the front there. So this guy's name is Dayman, and he is a Gargan, which a Gargan is like a half giant kind of in Tomorrow Comes Doom. He is a Gargan knight, and he is now wearing heavy armor, but he has previously been naked. And then this is Wilhelmina. She is a wee folk rogue, but she's not really a rogue. It's called a jack of all trades. There are no classes per se. I'm just kind of breaking this down to how it would fit for D&D. And then she's called a sniper, and she's essentially a tracker that's really good with a bow that can each round set up to make a better shot. So the longer she spends studying her target and preparing, the more damage she's going to do when she's done. So, yeah, that's that. So you can come in. Come here. I'm just recording a video. You can sit here with me. Here's a chair right here. So as combat starts, they're each going to have their own movement profile. For example, his movement speed currently is 40 foot per turn. And so let's say that as they find that gate, your party's walking along the trail, roll an encounter roll. Or I have this preset up. They roll their encounter roll. It's not great. I say, everyone roll an awareness check or a spot check or, whatever system you're using. You roll your check, and I say, you guys see a gate shimmering slightly, but though it looks like it's ancient, made of stone, sitting in the middle of the road. Well, instantly they're going to start bursting into questions. What color is it? How long does it look like it's been there? Who's it look like it was made by? They're gonna make the appropriate rolls to try to learn as much about this from a distance as they can. They're going to be distrusting of it, and eventually they're going to come to the conclusion that somebody's going to go up and look at it. So in this situation, it's likely going to be the jack of all trades, or the one who can disable devices and is really good at searching and stuff. So her movement speed as a size small character is generally going to be 20 foot. So she starts to move up. Now that provokes, moving towards it intentionally is what provokes this combat situation. The gate crackles to life with dark purple and black energy swirling within it. And you see something start to emerge. That's when your combat starts. So I'm going to grab something random off the shelf that they could be fighting. I don't know what to grab.
Can I help?
What do you think they should grab? I should grab, buddy.
Oh, I think I know.
All right. Hurry up. We're live recording.
But it isn't on the shelf.
If it's not on the shelf, okay, good. Thank you. Good pick.
Yeah, it looks like it could fit, and it looks like
through the crackling black and purple energy, a ferocious, disgusting, spider-like skeletal creature starts to emerge. You hear clicking sounds as he scutters across the old beaten path. All the stones impact on his feet, making cracking little snaps. Roll initiatives. Start your fight. Everyone's got their movements. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as our initiative order. Wilhelmina does not want, she is a jack of all trades. She does not wear armor, heavy armor and stuff. So she wants to immediately, for her turn, move at half speed to stealth behind that bush and disappear so that she can not be involved in the face-to-face combat. Now, this one wants to get within 25 feet or 30 feet, whatever. She's within that. And if you're looking from above, it's a lot easier to measure. So she's going to use her ability to shoot things and do a bonus to attack and damage at a close range. And she's going to pop off a shot at it immediately. And then she's going to move and start planning her sniper ability where she's patient and waits. So she pops off her shot. It hits or doesn't hit. And then she's going to move 30 foot to get out of the line of combat. She sees that if she moves 20 foot, she gets to this rock. And for 2 inches of movement left, she thinks she can hop on this first layer. But she's not a great jumper or climber, so she's going to wait next turn and get her way up there. All right, so the big guy is going to double move. His movement speed is 40 foot, which is 8 inches. So he's going to double move to get all the way up there and engage the creature. He can't attack it this round, but he's right in its face, and it's going to attack him first. What his hopes are. He is the tank of this group. He's the meat shield. So now we have this little teeny guy here. He's a male Nixie, and he doesn't have wings. And Tomorrow Comes Doom male Nixies and male Pixies and male Fairies don't have wings. He's got a movement speed of 20. He's going to move up his full 20 foot, and then he's going to charge up. He is not a strong fighter, but he thinks he is. He's a dex-based fighter, and he is not particularly efficient in combat, and he doesn't have as many adventure points spent as everybody else, so he's weaker. He's an NPC, and he's kind of a doofus. He charges up to help. He thinks that he and the big guy, Dayman, are the frontline fighters. Now we come to Fern, and Fern is going to, he shoots elemental stuff out of his bow. It's just a player choice for how he delivers magic. So he's going to position himself. He doesn't want to move his full 6 inches. He's going to move up about 4 inches. And since they're not engaged in physical combat yet, he can fire with no penalties into that combat. He's going to shoot at that creature with, let's say, an elemental fire bolt. So he pulls his bow back, releases it, hits, and it does or doesn't do damage. Now we come to the monster's turn. So as you see, movement without a grid gives you a lot of opportunities. In the next round, Wilhelmina is going to, now she's stealthing, so she's moving at half speed. She's going to work her way around here, and she's got a pistol equipped, a little flintlock pistol. The creature is going to roll against her and maybe or maybe not see her. It's undead, so actually you can't sneak attack it, but she's within 30 feet, and she thinks she has a pretty good shot with her. She's a -2 to shoot from this distance with her pistol. The range of it's 25. She's going to take a shot. She's considered to be flanking. Now, if you look in 3.5 rules, that's not flanking. But in my system, if you succeed on a high check, that meets the conditions of flanking. That just basically means they don't realize you're about to shank them somewhere. You have a bonus to hit them. So he's got a -2 for range. It's a female character, but a male player. -2 for range, but a +2 for the flanking. And she's going to take a shot at this thing and attempt to sneak attack it. It's undead. The sneak attack doesn't go off. She rolls the damage. It does normal damage. She doesn't know why, but they all realize this thing must be immune to crits at this point because she shouts out, "It doesn't seem to be taking regular damage from my bullets." So they're like, "Oh no, piercing doesn't hurt it so good," or whatever, you know. Next person's turn in our order is it's going back to, who is it next? It's her. She's going to make her checks, and she does succeed, and she climbs up here, and she spends her normal action studying this enemy to get good shots on it for the next turn. Now, our big guy here is going to clump this. He swings, he attacks, and he hasn't moved. He's staying right here. He's engaging, and he's going to be on top of this. And then the little guy is going to do the same thing. He moves in and starts attacking too, whether they hit or not. Now, Fern's going to move up, and he does have negatives, so that they're not directly blocking. The less an enemy is covered is the less % chance of hitting an ally that I have. So if you get over here on the side, this enemy is what we consider size large. He's considered medium. He's considered tiny. So what's going to happen is there's going to be a 5% chance of hitting him, a 10% chance of hitting him, and an 85% chance of hitting an enemy because the enemy has almost no cover from the allies from that angle. And that's just a rule I use in Tomorrow Comes Doom. And it makes more work for the game master, but it's a more realistic combat scenario or experience than saying 50% chance you're going to hit an ally no matter what unless you have this feat. Because it's just not how the world works. So anyways, he fires, this time the firebolt didn't do what he wanted. He fires a lightning arrow at this guy, a lightning charge, and it does damage. Now the bad guy takes his turn and he hits him, and it hurts him really bad. And since it's not his turn, he has to stay there and take that, be hurt. Now, Wilhelmina, at this point, cannot sneak attack from here again. The enemy knows where she's at. So now she's just going to run forward, or sit here, back behind this tree with a 5-foot adjust, which is a free movement you can do if you do no other movements. And she's going to start reloading her flintlock pistol. Goes through the order again. It comes back to him. He knows he's hurt. He saw him get hurt. He's going to roll a heal check or a first aid check or whatever appropriate skill for your system and determine this guy's kind of injured. She's going to shoot. She studied last round. She gets a good hit on him, but it doesn't seem to do the damage she wanted because the critical hit damage from her doing the sniper doesn't count against Undead because he doesn't have any spots that are like extra weak. So the big guy's hurt. He's going to disengage. So to disengage, no matter what your movement speed is, you can move 1/2 of your movement speed back. His movement speed is that. He's going to move back 4 inches. And this guy can't get a free attack on him for that because he is defensively stepping back, holding his weapon, which this is a sheninga, which is like a giant 2-handed wooden stick. It's a cultural weapon for his people. And he can't do anything about that.
How much damage does it do?
The sheninga?
Yeah.
2d4 plus his might modifier times 1.5 because he's using it 2-handed.
Do you have to pick a monster that can fit in that so that, like...
No, you can make any monster come out of there because it's magic.
Because I was thinking that...
So, no, you're fine. Don't put your head down, you doof. I just need you to not... A couple questions is fine. So anyways, we can make a video together one day. We can do that. Calm down. So, at this point, he's injured. Little Brahm is down there by himself, and he's fighting it toe-to-toe. He is going to step over here and heal him. He heals him. It doesn't restore all his health, and combat continues. Everybody takes their turn, reloaded, firing. Realize that studying doesn't help, so just takes a regular shot. He's dueling the creature. Now he moves back in and swings at it, and hits it really good with the sheninga and does serious damage. So I have no need, once they're within small distances where I know how far they can go. For example, I know she can move 6 inches, so if all she wants to do is climb down here, while climbing or jumping or anything like that, unless it's jumping downhill, it takes double the movement speed to do it. So climbing up this takes twice as much speed to scatter up this hill that it would just to walk. So if her speed is, for example, 20, and this is a 2-inch climb, it's going to take her all 20 of her feet, all 4 inches to get up there. And that's how you do your movement, and that's how you do your flow of combat, and that's how you use terrain without grids. So Once these people are in little areas, you don't need to measure how far they're going most of the time. Once they get into the combat and they've closed gaps and they're kind of where they're going to be. If you know this guy's just going to kind of move back and forth within 20, 30 foot of where he's standing and that's his movement speed, you don't always have to pull out the tape unless you're like, oh, that's got to be close. Or if they're doing something crazy like running around trees or going in between buildings or something, then you're going to have to keep pulling the tape out. But for something like this, you can just kind of keep the flow of combat going and keep the turns rolling and not worry about it. So anyways, my name's Doom. This is the Dungeon and Doom Biscuit YouTube channel. I'm one half of the DungeonSwag.com team, and we sell miniatures. So please check out our minis. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, comment. I do love comments. Join our Discord. Come on our Discord, play some video games, learn some role-playing stuff, do some role-playing with us. What else do we do there? Paint miniatures and craft and do all kind of stuff. So come on there and hang out with us. That'd be super cool. We're trying to build a nice community of decent people that want to hang out and just make stuff. My little assistant today is my 6-year-old Sammy, and he is super awesome. He is my #1 home dude, and I'd like to thank him for his help. Sam, would you like to say anything? Yeah. Okay, well then say it.
I would like to say that my dad is awesome, and you guys are awesome too.
Thank you. That's super good, buddy. I love you. All right, so we'll see you next time, and let's get another shot of that +5 Kleber of liking and subscribing, because I know you guys like magic items. And I don't even know what to call this video, but I will take a thumbnail. Thanks for watching.